Hey gang, Doug here. Just getting ready to do our next episode of Tales of the Arabian Nights, where we are making a mad dash to Baghdad by the two players that could possibly win the game, which is Aladdin and Sinbad. They have accumulated the destiny points, the story points that they need to complete the game. They got a bunch of stuff going on, and really all they have to do is get there. And Sinbad is currently closer, but with the way this game goes, you know, bad things can happen. So we're going to try and get there. He's going to try and get there as quickly as possible. But we're going to go with Aladdin first. It is his turn as we start this session. So we're going to do that. Now he does have, theoretically, he can't stop in another city other than Baghdad without going home first, which is problematic because that takes him farther away. It's mainly because he's married. So we're going to go with him. Now he does have, he is crippled. And so that slows him down a bit. He does get, it does say in an encounter you double all story points. So that's interesting, but it really isn't helpful to him right now because all he's got to do is get to Baghdad. So we're just going to move him. He's right here in this wilderness area. He's going to go 1, 2. He's going to pass Zarandi and go to 3 right here. He would normally be able to move 4, but he's crippled, so he can only get to there. That's a 2 site. So we're going to draw an encounter card and see what happens. We're just going to get right in this game, guys. We're not going to wait. We're getting close to the end here and seeing what's happening. Could be interesting. Let's draw his encounter. Now, a lot of games you actually go through the encounter deck and time changes from morning to afternoon by the way the game mechanic works. But we're going to cut the deck and we're going to draw a card and see what happens. So, Cordoba. Okay, well, he's never going to go to Cordoba at this point, but does put us on the encounter track 37, so let's get the book out and take a look at that. Okay, here's 37, and we got our die out. We're going to add +2 for the location he's at, and then we're going to add another +2 for his destiny because he is his destiny means that he has +2 encounters. We were on table 37. We rolled a 1. Wow, so it's a 3, 4, 5. Hungry creatures. Well, we've seen that before for us, but we're going to probably do something different because Aladdin has different skill sets. So hungry creatures is going to be J. So on J we got pray, study, capture, attack, follow, aid, seek, aid, or hide. Well, I think the last time we studied him that did not go well for us. I think for him he's got luck, acting, stealth. Well, I think we're going to hide because he's got stealth and stealing. So we're going to hide from the hungry creatures. And let's see what that does for us. We're going to get out the chart here and we're going to go to table I and see what that does. So here is table I, and we're going to look at hungry and go all the way across the end to that says pray. Hey, wait a second, I was on the wrong chart. I was on J. So we're actually looking at I. Honor, attack, avoid, aid, rob, follow, question, and pray. Well, again, we do have stealth and stealing. I think I'm going to follow them. Or rob them. Let's rob the hungry creatures. We don't know what they are, but we're going to rob them. We're going to follow them. I'm going to stick with the original deal of following them. So we're going to look at hungry, go across to follow. It's going to be encounter 1034. 1034. Aladdin is following the creature. Here is 1034, but I need to find what's under here. 1034. I need to find my destiny die, see what we get. A nothing, so it is going to be a 1034. I don't think this is going to help much. It says, while riding, you burst into a clearing, surprising a ghoulish or ghoulet feeding on a victim. Startled, the wicked ogress flees. Okay, no skill. You pursue, but quickly lose her in the wilderness. So we're going to get a story point, which means we're going to get 2 because of our crippled status, which again doesn't help him very much. Puts him up at 8 along with Sinbad. But that's going to be his encounter. So he tried to chase down this ogress and he failed. He couldn't catch her. And that's going to be that. So let's move on then to, by the way, he's not going to keep the city card. He's already got a bunch of them. They're not going to do him any good. So Cordoba is not on the way to Baghdad. So let's move on to our guy Ali Baba, who's lagging behind the rest of the other two characters as far as his ability to win the game. But he does have quite a bit going on. He's beloved. He's also wounded and married. Wounded just means he can't use his magic skill. But I can't remember why I sent him south now, but I'm going to try and see what we can get done. Now he's got to do this contest of champions. He needs skills. He needs skills. So let's see what he's going to do. Well, now that he knows that Aladdin is making a mad dash for Baghdad, he doesn't have any issues going back up to the mainland. So I think what he's going to do, he's wounded, but he's not crippled, and he's got a movement of 4 on water. And he's got, let's see, what has he got going on? I'm looking. He's got no city cards right now, just married, beloved, and wounded. So I think he's going to go 1, 2. He'll stop in Tana and just go to the city right there, the city of Tana. Or he could go 1, 2 to Serendib and see what happens. That's a higher ranked city. He's going to go there. City of Serendib. He's going to get. He is at a point where he's going to get +2 as encounter roll, so it might be in a more interesting encounter. So let's draw his card using my magical powers to bring forth the encounter deck. I will cut it and we'll see what he gets. Island of Camphor. Well, that's interesting. But what he's going to get, well, I guess this city space counts the same as a city space like this. I don't know. Nothing else matches it, so I guess it's going to, yeah, it says right, I guess we're going to do a city encounter. So we're going to get out table 24. Don't know why I was second guessing myself. That is definitely a city encounter. But we're going to roll on this. Now remember, he's got +2 story points. He's at a location of 4, so he's going to add 6 to the roll. So 8. A magical storm. Well, that's interesting. We go to the city to uncover a magical storm. That is going to be F. Encounter matrix F, which means we can pray, avoid, wait, cry out, drink, examine, travel, or hide. This is Alibaba. Now remember, he can't use his magic skill, but he's got bargaining and evaluation, beguiling, scholarship, and luck. So, if we were trying to avoid this magical storm, I guess he could drink the magical storm, see what happens. Sure, why not? It's the end of the game. He's got to take some risks. We're going to drink from the waters of this magical storm. So, we're going to get that out. That is going to be... again, a counter matrix F. We're going to drink from magical, and that is encounter 718 in the Book of Tales. Let's go there. Okay, here we are at 718. We're going to roll a destiny die. It's a -1, so it's going to be 717. Let's see what that does for us. 717. Okay, it kind of spills over, but we're going to read 717 here. A strange warm rain falls from a cloudless sky. Drops tingle and taste like spiced wine and a pleasant sensation courses through your... Change of page. Body, causing you to cry out in joy. Destiny points 1. Story points 1. Lose a status of your choice. That is fantastic. So, what we're going to do is we're going to give Alibaba a destiny point. Now, he can win the game, but he's pretty far away from Baghdad. And on a story point... I think on the wounded effect, well, he's getting rid of wounded, but he also gets a story point, which puts him up with the rest of the folks. And then he's going to get rid of the wounded status because the wonderful rain allowed him to wash that away. He's no longer wounded. It healed him. So Alibaba ventured to meet or to explore the city, the island city of Serendib, where he encountered a mystical rain that healed his grievous wounds that he had been bearing for quite some time. But that's going to end his turn, and now we're moving on to Sinbad, who's making a mad dash for Baghdad. Go, Sinbad, go! Well, Sinbad's got a he's got a wealth level of respectable, so he's got a land and sea movement of 4, but he does also have the wounded status. No, this status here, and I thought he had crippled, but he doesn't anymore. He just has wounded. Yeah, so he is going to... No, yeah, he's got wounded, which does also lose... No, he just loses the use of certain skills. And he is also still pursued by... I'm trying to remember who he's pursued by, a merchant, I believe. No, I thought he got rid of that. Hold on just a sec. We're going to roll for his pursued card. He did not get pursued that turn. That's good. He's going to move 1, 2, and 3 to Baghdad. Now, let me just get out the rule book. I believe that immediately ends the game if he returns there with his story points. So game ends. If you have collected at least enough destiny story points to meet your secret goal, chosen at the beginning of the game, we all know it's 6 and 6, you must return to Baghdad in order to win. Once you reach Baghdad and remain there after surviving an encounter, I still want the phone out of my office. Anyway, we're going to do an encounter there first. So he has reached Baghdad. He is going to have an encounter in the city of Baghdad. You notice there's no number there, so whatever the number is plus his destiny bonus is what it's going to get. Here's the encounter deck. We are going to cut it. Hopefully he survives his encounter. He encountered a barber in the city. So it's going to be encounter matrix N. So N, let's take a look at that and see what that gives him. N is going to be avoid, pray, attack, bargain, examine, enter, seek aid, or aid. A barber. He's going to bargain. Well, does he have the ability to bargain? Not really. He's going to examine the barber. He's going to examine a barber. Matrix N. Let's see what that does for him. On the matrix table now. I'm going to get that out. So we're on N. And what do we get? Where's the barber? There he is, barber. Examine. 1742 in the book. Here's 1742. We've got to roll our die of destiny. It is going to be 1742. So, after enduring a painful tooth for many days, you finally decide to see a professional to ease your suffering. Almost instantly, his tender skill relieves your pain. It is like a veil is lifted from your eyes, and you can once gaze upon the world. Okay. You race around his shop simply picking up things and looking at them for the joy of seeing, and then before you is the barber's oldest child, the loveliest individual you have ever laid eyes on. Well, he's not married, so instantly you feel your heart leap from your chest, and you know that it is lost forever. If you are not married, you gain love struck. If you are married, I am not married, so he is going to gain a destiny point, which is going to put him up to 8, not that that's going to matter. He's also going to get a story point, putting him up to 9, which is also not going to matter. And then he gets the status of love struck. So let's see what love struck does for him. Of course, I think it's going to end the game. The last thing he does on returning from Baghdad with all of his fame and fortune from his amazing travels is to become love struck. Go figure. How apropos. Okay, so here is love struck. It says, you have met the most beautiful woman you have ever beheld. You cannot rest until you have courted and married the spectacular creature. Effect. On your next turn, instead of a normal encounter, roll 1 die. And you're going to encounter something. But the deal is that we succeeded in an encounter there. So let's continue on with the win conditions, because his encounter was met and nothing bad happened to him. So we can continue on. It says at the end of the last turn, he is the last turn for one of several or all players to be in the running for the winnings. If you are still the only eligible player at the end of the last turn, then you are victorious and will sing your praises. If more than one player with enough destiny points and story points to win ends their turn in Baghdad during the last turn, the tied player with the most statuses wins. If there's still a tie. So no one was able to meet him there. He has 3 statuses at this point. So he would have won regardless, because the other characters both have 2 statuses. Now, that means that he wins. So Sinbad returned to Baghdad with fame and fortune and amazing stories of his adventures, and meeting the stoned prince at the Lake of Colors after getting the many-colored fish, and avoiding the terrible witch creature that was down there, and all the other adventures he had. Confounding a merchant, getting thrown off a magical stone statue, Pegasus, and all kinds of crazy stuff. But that's the way it goes in the Tales of the Arabian Nights, and that is going to end our playthrough of this session. So, guys, thanks so much. I really appreciate you watching. I got a lot of great feedback on this, just that it was fun, so I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to move on to something else pretty quickly. I got a few things that I need to get to the table with commitments to people, just to get them on the channel and make sure that people get to see them. So it's coming soon. So guys, thanks so much. I appreciate it. And again, enjoy the series. It's going to be posted forever, I guess, unless YouTube goes away. So take care, guys. Get in some great gaming. I played some great games yesterday. I got to play Arcadia Quest Inferno. I got to play Dead of Winter, another game I really enjoy. And we got to play Darkest Night, probably one of the most brutal Darkest Night games I've played. We lost so badly it wasn't even funny. It made my head spin. I haven't lost that badly, I think, ever. But it was a brutal but fun loss. So anyway, guys, thanks. Oh, we also lost Dead of Winter. But that was close. That was a close call. We were almost there. Guys, take care. Talk to you soon, and I will see you in the next playthrough.